Hi, thanks very much for clicking on the video link. This is an Idle Chat. My name is Natalie, and my guest today is Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Hey, thanks for joining me for an Idle Chat. I'm really looking forward to talking with you.
I am happy to be here, happy to be doing it.
Right. Now, I know from a previous conversation that you and I already are off to a 50-50 start in this relationship. We're both
Right.
from the Pacific Northwest with lots of things in common, but we stand on opposite sides of the spectrum as to whether or not pineapple belongs on pizza.
Yeah, that's a hard no. And I'm appalled that anyone would think otherwise.
I had really had higher hopes for this friendship, Jeremy, but
Likewise.
we're going to see if we can't redeem that. We're gonna.
Right.
There's no wrong answers, of course, except pineapple absolutely belongs on pizza. But there's no wrong answers.
All right, let's do it.
Ready, Jeremy? First card. Do you buy lottery tickets?
I do, as a matter of fact. I've never won more than like $3, but hope springs eternal.
Right. We call those hopiates in today's world.
Yes, something like that. I feel like they use the money for a good cause. I'm supporting education. I buy into all of the marketing. So yeah, every once in a while I buy a ticket.
All right. Well, our schools thank you,
Right.
Jeremy. Do you play any instruments?
I used to. I grew up playing the saxophone, and I played all the way through, really pretty steadily through college. Played in some bar bands, and then law school happened. Time management was not my strong suit, and the music fell away. Although I still do own two saxophones, and every once in a while, I'll break them out, noodle on them, remember why practice is important, and then put them away for a while.
That's well, you do better than I do.
Right.
Do better than I do. Jeremy, next card. Do you eat food that is past its expiration date if it still smells and looks good?
Yeah, this is a topic of some debate in my house. My partner and I have had some serious arguments about this. The answer is yes. Yes, I do. And particularly canned goods, I just am not a believer in. I think that the whole expiration date thing is kind of a marketing ploy. I'm a little better about it when it comes to things like dairy and meat. I pay a little bit more attention in those with those food products. But yeah, it's been the subject of some, we'll say, strongly phrased conversations in the household.
It's all right. If that's as harsh as it gets in your house, you're doing pretty good.
Right, sure.
Absolutely. Next card. Where is the best place to take a walk?
Uh, I would say off the top of my head, the Tony Knowles Coastal Trail in Anchorage, Alaska. It's a trail that runs 9 miles along the coast through what's called Earthquake Park, which is a remnant of the 1964 earthquake in Anchorage. Runs from downtown all the way out along the Cook Inlet, past the airport. It's gorgeous. A lot of people walk it. A lot of people bike it. In the wintertime, you can cross country ski it. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, and such a pretty spot.
Yeah, it's
Such a pretty
beautiful.
spot. All right, so next card. What is the most recent show that you have binge watched?
Bad Monkey. It's an Apple TV show with Vince Vaughn, who plays this sort of down. It's kind of a trope. He plays this down on his luck, police officer from Key West, Florida, who gets sucked into a murder mystery situation. It's got great scenery. It's pretty fun. Little few twists here and there. Very fun, sort of typical Vince Vaughn humor. So just finished binging that last week.
I like it. I'll have to look it up.
And there actually is a monkey in the show, so but you can, you know, see that for.
Can't go wrong then.
I'll save the twist for when you watch it.
Thanks for no spoiler alerts. Let's see. Next card. When was the last time you slept more than 9 consecutive hours?
Boy, I would say, actually, probably about 10 days ago, I took a little mini vacation to Tucson, Arizona, and visited some friends. And I had just come off a 5 day arbitration, and I was exhausted. And I got down to Tucson, and it was very quiet. They live in a really quiet part of town, and I slept hard and long one of the nights I was there. And then I
Good.
got up, and they have a spa right outside the bedroom, and I took a spa. So I got, like, I call that my 9 plus, because I got the spa time was just chill time.
Sweet.
It was pretty great.
Very nice. Very nice. That's much better than, waking up to brush your teeth and your toothbrush is still wet from the night before because you didn't get enough hours.
Right. Never a good feeling when you're like, why did I even bother going to bed?
Right. Exactly. Well, some of us need our beauty sleep.
Yes, right.
Let's see. Next card reads, what movie can you watch over and over and over again without getting tired of it?
Uh Pulp Fiction is one. There are a few of them. Pulp Fiction is a great movie. Lots of lot of layers to that movie that I was like, I like, if you put it away and then you come back to it, you see things you didn't see before, you see them differently. Great movie.
Yeah. Or you convince yourself the timeline is different than the directors put it
Right,
forward.
that's the other thing, like the timeline is all twisty turny, and I've always wondered, what is the deal with the band-aid on the back of Ving Rhames' head? I've never figured that out to this day.
I don't know, but we should Google it.
I probably, yeah, it'll probably, there's all kinds of theories on the Google, so you know no guarantee that any of them is accurate.
We'll have to find the director and send him a message. We'll DM.
Yeah.
Let's see. What is one question you wish that I would ask you, and how would you answer it?
uh where did you grow up, I suppose, or what was one of the most interesting things that happened to you as growing up? And my answer would be, I grew up in Alaska. I lived there for 30 years. I referenced the Tony Nose Coastal Trail when I was answering an earlier question. I grew up about 40 miles north of Anchorage, in the Matanuska Valley. I went to college in Fairbanks, so I had my 5 years of long nights. Lived through 50 below zero winters. Had many wild animal encounters. I've, skied, hiked, hunted, fished, done all of the things up there, and it was an amazing experience. And one of the reasons that, you know I answered this way is it's an experience that very few people can really relate to. And I think it's one of the things that in my life has brought the most value to me. And when you grow up really remotely, you feel like you're missing out on a lot. And certainly I didn't have the same kinds of experiences that a lot of other kids did at that time in the 70s and 80s growing up. Uh, but I had an experience that very few other people can relate to, and it was an amazing experience, amazing time to be growing up in that place.
I think that's a lovely story. Excellent question. Excellent answer.
Thank you.
Nicely done. Plus, you get a
I
lot of
didn't even
sunbathing.
plan it.
Didn't even plan it. Didn't even, it's not even scripted. Yeah. But
Oh.
you get a lot of sunbathing down under that midnight sun.
You can, yeah. In Fairbanks, particularly, you can. Where in the winters, although it's 50 below in the winters, in the summer, the sun's up for 20, 22 hours a day. It's very warm. I've spent a lot of late nights out, at a bar on the Chena River in Fairbanks, at 10 o'clock at night, getting a tan. You can watch midnight sun baseball on solstice, and they don't turn on the lights for the ball game. So there's a lot of fun experiences in the summer as well. It's not all winter.
It is not, but anybody who's watching, I will warn you that the mosquitoes in Anchorage are the size of hummingbirds.
They are. It's the Alaska state bird.
Yeah, they're not to be messed with. Jeremy, what is your favorite hobby?
Uh, I'm not sure that I have a favorite hobby. I tend to dabble in hobbies. The my most, I suppose, favorite hobby, if you want to call it that, is I ride motorcycles, and so I like to get out on the bike and see new parts of the country. I've ridden through all but I think 5 states now. So I really enjoy that. It's just you meet great people, you see amazing scenery. There's a lot of wonderful things to see in this country and people to meet in this country. And the other thing that I really love to do is I love to cook. And I'm sort of our neighborhood. We have large dinner parties at our house in our neighborhood. So and we end up making the food, and then I'm the bartender, and so I like to kind of entertain and do the cooking and that kind of stuff. So those are my two probably biggest two regular hobbies.
Excellent. Well, now I know where to go for dinner next time I'm in your neighborhood.
Come on down. We just had a 16-person dinner on over the weekend.
How
We had
fun. How
we had
fun.
we had Friendsgiving a week early so that everybody could come. Yeah, it was fun.
That's the good stuff. That's really
Oh
good
yeah,
stuff.
it was great.
Jeremy, what is the worst job? You don't have to name names, but what's the worst job you've ever had?
Uh, the worst job was probably the first job. When I was the day I turned 16 years old, I got my driver's license and I got a job. And that job was cleaning I'll call it a mall, a small shopping center in my hometown in Alaska, uh, which included cleaning the bathrooms. And it was it was the worst job I've ever had, without a doubt.
Well, luckily, you've moved on from there. Tell me,
Yes,
tell me a little bit about your practice.
sure.
What do you do? Who do you do it for? How do you get it done for people?
So I have been practicing law since 1996. I started in Alaska, and then since 2000, I've been practicing in the Pacific Northwest and California, and a little bit in Idaho as well. But almost all of my practice was as a construction lawyer, uh, primarily representing large contractors, generals, and subcontractors. Um, and then over the course of the last 8 or 9 years, I have been transitioning to doing alternative dispute resolution, doing a lot of mediations and arbitrations. Most of that work is commercial disputes or construction disputes as well. Although I get the occasional kind of weird, you know, something that I would have not thought would have come into my path will get thrown at me, and I'll work on those things too. Um, so I've really enjoyed doing all the construction work. One of the things that's great about construction law is, as a lawyer, you learn something new with every new dispute. There's some new engineering issue, some new, you know, causation, some kind of fact issue that you've never seen before. You meet new people, you meet great experts, and it's a very small bar, and so you get to know the other people in the area. And there's a lot of really great, high quality, really smart, wonderful people in this part of the legal community, and so I've really enjoyed that. And as I've transitioned into doing dispute resolution, I get to see those people in a totally different way, and you get to see a lot of really good lawyering up close and personal. And you think to yourself, boy, I wish I could do that well, or I wish I could cross-examine a witness like that, or I wish I'd presented my cases this well, or, sometimes the opposite as well. But so now I'm transitioning. I'll be full-time dispute resolution as of the end of 2025. I've told all my clients and anyone who's watching, I'm closing down my litigation practice at the end of 25, and I'll be doing full-time dispute resolution starting on January 1 of 26.
That's excellent. And
Yeah, it's
so,
exciting.
yeah, so glad to have you as a full-time member of the resolution industry. I think that's great. Absolutely great. Well, Jeremy, if somebody wanted to reach out and learn more about you or your practice, what's the best way for them to do that?
Well, there are a few ways. There's my website, www.vermilyelaw.com. That's got all my contact information on it. You can also reach out to me at my ADR email address, which is scheduling or info@vermilyelaw.com, or you can just email me at jeremy@vermilyelaw.com. So those are those you can find all that info on my website as well as phone numbers, etc.
Excellent. And it sounds like from the background noise at your house, where there's clearly some kind of construction going on,
Yes, we
that you're
timed this in an unfortunate way. I found out on Thursday last week that my roof was going to be replaced today. So they're out demoing right outside my window right now, cutting off the old. I live in a 115-year-old house, and the roof is as old as the house. And so it's got to go. And today was the day that they picked as of Friday to do it. So, yeah.
actually it sounds all right, and it sounds like you're probably the guy who's got the most experience and patience with the work that's being done.
Well, this is what I know after 28 years, 27 years of being a lawyer and in the construction industry. Stay out of the contractor's way.
Just
So that's what I'm trying to do.
it just is what it is.
Yeah. You deal with it after the fact or before, but don't get in the way when it's going on.
That's exactly right. I think that's a really good choice. Well, Jeremy, thank you so much for spending some of your really valuable time having an idle chat with me. It was really fun talking with you and getting to know you better.
Likewise, Natalie. Thank you. I enjoyed it.
You're very welcome. I hope to see you soon.
Likewise. Take care.